This is a live link from America. Broadband streaming technology has been used to transmit these pictures, and at times a slight strobe might occur.
And find out what have been the deficiencies so that the future work can be taken care of and improvement made from year to year. Otherwise, this brings us to the close of the 53rd Jalsa Salana, and I say that we are very happy that it has been a successful Jalsa Salana, and we must thank Allah that in spite of the weather conditions, they in fact turned out to give us a cool weather during the Jalsa period, and did not disturb any of our Jalsa Salana proceedings during the last three days. The attendance and registration on yesterday morning, the figure given to me was of 4,033 for this Jalsa. Normally we expect these Jalsas to have 3,500 or so attendance. In addition, we also hold a separate Jalsa on the West Coast, because all the Jamaat members are not able to travel all the way from West Coast to East Coast for the Jalsa, and for the last few years we have been having a separate Jalsa also in December at the West Coast in LA. It's a 5 hours direct journey, and it's understandable that all the Ahmadi members are unable to travel to headquarters here for the Jalsa, and therefore this arrangement has been made to give them the full benefit of the Jalsa Salana. When Hazur graces the Jalsa, the attendance goes up considerably, usually about 7,000 people instead of 3.5. And on that occasion, the Ahmadis in West Coast, as well as Ahmadis from Canada and some other places also join here and participate in the proceedings. I suggest that on conclusion of every Jalsa, we should promptly make a critical review to ensure that the purposes for which this important institution was started by the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam some 109 years ago, and further elaborated by Khulafai Ahmadiyyat, are being realized in actual practice. Any shortcoming in any sector be thoroughly analyzed and corrective measures undertaken so that each Jalsa moves towards perfection in all its aspects. There should be no hesitation to identify the shortcomings, as without such an approach, our objective to attain perfection and realize all the objectives of the Jalsa will remain unattained. We should also take steps within our resources and means to bring our non-Ahmadi friends and acquaintances as well as new Ahmadis to the Jalsa, both for the purpose of tabligh and for integration of the new Ahmadis into Jamaat's culture and traditions, and ensure that they become dedicated and devoted members of the community, ever ready and willing to serve Islam and Ahmadiyyat. Those attending Jalsa should also be encouraged to make well thought out suggestions in the context of their experience so that the objectives which we have in mind are realized. The suggestion should be both in the area of spiritual advancement, selection of topics for different speakers, and administrative arrangements at the Jalsa. We are grateful to the large number of volunteers who have performed various duties involved in looking after all the participants who are indeed our guests of the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam. Our sincere thanks are also due to all those who welcome with open hearts in their homes the participants of the Jalsa according to the best Jamaat traditions. May Allah amply reward all of them with His grace and bounty. We should pray for the good health and long life of the Khalifatul Masih the fourth, and phenomenal success in his work and his tireless efforts in the service of Islam and Ahmadiyyat. We should also pray for Asirane Rahe Maula, whose sacrifice is unmatched. Also pray for all Jamaat missionaries and volunteer workers the world over. We should also pray for the safe and happy return of the participants back to their homes, spiritually and socially enriched by their attendance at the Jalsa Salana. With these few words, I would request you to join me in collective prayers. Ameen.